Soft announcements echoed through the terminal as 32-year-old Rachel Monroe walked toward her gate, dragging her small suitcase behind her. The lights above were dim, the kind that made everything feel heavier than usual. She hated night flights. They gave her too much time to think. This flight, Chicago to Los Angeles, wasn't just a trip. It was an escape. A new job. A new city. A chance to leave behind the memories she carried like invisible scars. Rachel found her seat and fastened her seatbelt as the cabin doors closed. 24A. She glanced at the empty seat beside her. 24B. The plane began to taxi. Engines hummed. The city lights outside slowly blurred into streaks of gold. Rachel closed her eyes, trying to steady her breathing. That's when she sensed movement. She opened her eyes. A man was sitting in seat 24B. She was sure it had been empty moments ago. Mid-40s. Clean coat. Calm posture. He looked ordinary, yet something about him made Rachel uneasy. The plane lifted into the dark sky. 10 minutes passed in silence. Then the man spoke, his voice low and steady. Long day. Rachel nodded. Yeah, hospital shifts don't really end. They just follow you home. He smiled faintly. You're running from more than work. Rachel stiffened. Excuse me. He turned slightly toward her. You don't take night flights unless you're trying to leave something behind. She forced a small laugh. Or maybe I just got a cheap ticket. Maybe, he said. But guilt doesn't care about ticket prices. Her stomach tightened. She looked at him properly now. Do I know you? No, he replied. But I know you. The cabin lights dimmed further as most passengers settled into sleep. Rachel crossed her arms. That's not funny. I'm not trying to be funny, he said gently. He paused then spoke again. You still hear the sound of metal bending. Rachel's breath caught. The crash, he continued. On Lake Shore Drive. 3 years ago. Late night. Rainy road. Her heart began to pound. You were driving, he said softly. Your sister was beside you. Rachel's hand started to shake. Stop, she whispered. How do you know that? You think about it every night, he said. The moment the car spun. The headlights. The scream you couldn't forget. Tears filled her eyes. I never told anyone those details. He looked at her with something close to sadness. You never had to. Rachel stared straight ahead, voice trembling. Who are you? Instead of answering, the man pointed to the safety card resting in her lap. Read what's written under the seat number. Confused, Rachel picked it up. Seat 24B. Below it, in faint print, were words that made her blood turn cold. In memory of passenger. Daniel Monroe. Rachel's breath left her body. Daniel Monroe. Her sister. No, that's not possible, she whispered. The man met her eyes. I know the name, he said. Because I carry it too. Rachel's voice broke. My sister died in that accident. The plane suddenly shook with turbulence. Oxygen lights flickered. A few passengers stirred. Why are you here? Rachel asked through tears. To tell you the truth you never let yourself believe. What truth? He leaned closer, his voice barely above a whisper. The brakes failed. You tried everything. It wasn't your fault. Rachel covered her mouth as years of pain crashed over her. I killed her, she sobbed. I should have done something. You did, he said firmly. You tried to save us. She looked up. You said us. The turbulence slowed. He smiled softly. Was there with you. Right until the end. Rachel's chest ached. I miss you every day, she whispered. I know, he replied. But you don't have to punish yourself anymore. A flight attendant walked past, checking seatbelts. Rachel wiped her tears and looked back at the man. But seat 24B was empty. Her heart raced. Wait. She turned to the attendant. Excuse me. The man who was sitting next to me. Where did he go? The attendant looked confused. Ma'am, that seat has been empty since boarding. Rachel shook her head. No, he was just here. The attendant glanced at the manifest. There has never been a passenger in 24B tonight. Rachel slowly looked down at the safety card again. The memorial text was gone. Only the seat number remained. The plane flew smoothly now, wrapped in silence. Rachel leaned back, tears drying on her cheeks. For the first time in 3 years, her chest felt lighter. She whispered softly, "I forgive myself." Outside the window, the night sky stretched endlessly ahead. And somewhere between the clouds, Rachel felt like she was finally being allowed to move on.